Today, we're going to be using this to make this. We love combining the old and the new here at ARAMSE, so a delicious new age iced latte made with a traditional South Indian filter is right up our alley. So by the end of this video, you'll have yourself a recipe for the perfect summer drink. So for today's recipe, we're going to need the following things. Well, firstly, obviously the South Indian filter, coffee scales or kitchen scales and a timer, a good grinder that'll go down to espresso fine, and a French press. You'll know why in a moment. Well, if you've followed us for more than a few minutes, you know how obsessed we are with the South Indian filter. We're pretty much on a mission to push this thing to its limits and use it in new and exciting ways. And today is no exception. I bet you never thought you'd hear the words South Indian filter and iced latte in the same sentence. That just changed. And as ridiculous as you think that this sounds now, I guarantee you'll stop judging us the moment you take the first sip of what we're going to be making today. So let's get right to it. So as for ingredients, it's fairly simple. We're going to be using 20 grams of coffee, freshly ground to espresso fine. And what we found is coffee that's roasted to an espresso profile tends to work really well with this recipe. But as always, we're big fans of experimenting. So go out and buy a bunch of coffee and see what works best for you. You're also going to need 120 grams or ml of water that's just off the boil, 50 grams of ice, 120 grams of cold milk or alt milk. We love oat milk, and any sweetener of your choice. I do encourage you to try it unsweetened to really let the coffee's subtlety shine through. But if you still prefer it with a sweetener of your choice, then go ahead and add that. And lastly, you're going to need about 20 minutes to get to that first sip. But it's not all about the end result, right? Immerse yourself, engage all 5 senses, and enjoy the process. It can truly slow down time. And as we like to say here, ritualize your brew. Okay, enough prep. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be using 20 grams of coffee with 120 grams of water for a 6.5 to 7 minute brew. And as with all of our South Indian filter recipes, we're going to be brewing a slow espresso using our custom technique. So if you're wondering what slow espresso and custom technique are, shame, then stop right here and go and watch our ultimate South Indian filter guide before proceeding. The link is up here or in the description below. Cool, so let's brew. Cue the B-roll. Okay, so assuming the brewing went well, you should have yourself 75 to 80 grams of strong, velvety, slow espresso. Now, before going any further, I have a message for all you purists out there who are going to feel a bit uncomfortable about the next step. Because we know that an iced latte is espresso and milk poured over a glass full of ice. But here we're going to be doing it a bit differently and we think it tastes even better. So to start, 50 grams of ice into the French press and then pour the slow espresso onto the ice. And then you swirl it. And this is going to take 30 seconds to a minute. And you want to swirl so the ice melts enough to really chill down the coffee. And this is an important step in this process. Once most of the ice is melted, then we add in the milk. This is 120 ml of chilled milk. You can now add a sweetener of your choice if you'd like. We will politely skip this step. And now to bring it all together to create this luscious, creamy, smooth iced latte, we texture. And the way that we're going to do that is by moving the plunger in and out of the liquid in a very precise way. We're going to start these movements restricted to the top surface of the liquid, and they're going to be short and quick. So it's going to take about 10 to 15 of these to create the aeration. Once that's done, we fully submerge the plunger and restrict its movement to below the surface of the liquid. And there you start quick and gradually slow down. And what this does is it takes the air and incorporates it into the liquid, creating silky microfoam. And the second step can take about 35 to 50 pumps. It's here, the moment we've all been waiting for. Now all that's left to do is pour this heavenly mixture into a glass, get a book out, put your feet up, and you couldn't be more ready for that hot summer afternoon. Oh, that's so good. You guys have to try this. The mouthfeel is silky and creamy, and all of the nuances of the coffee come through very, very clearly. I don't know. I mean, I'll stop talking. I'm just going to go finish this. Oh, that's so good. So these videos take a lot of time and effort to research, produce, and edit. So if you do enjoy our content, one way to show your support that would make a huge difference to us is by supporting us on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Well, that's it. We've reached the end of another video, and we really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, then please like and subscribe. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. It also makes us feel warm and fuzzy inside. And lastly, if you tried this recipe, let us know how it went in the comments below. And if you are on Instagram, then tag us if you post photos of your brew. But until next time, brew ARAMSE.